Hi guys, so Daphne is outside napping. There are 101 things I could be doing, but I feel, as you may be able to hear, rubbish. So I thought we'd just have a sit and a chat about breastfeeding because I very recently ended mine and Daphne's 17-month breastfeeding journey. And I say I ended it because this time it did come from me, which I feel really guilty about. So I have two little ones. I have Ted, who is 4, nearly 5, and Daphne, who is 18 months now. So I have had two very positive breastfeeding journeys. With Ted especially, he came out skin to skin and he crawled himself down and found it, and that was it. Like, yes, bit painful, well, very painful for the first 4 days, like that toe curling when they latch. But he was massive when he was born. He was £9.1. So he was robust. Let's keep it like that. He found the boob. He loved the boob, and it was fine. So I breastfed him exclusively till he was 1, and then straight onto cow's milk. No issues there. Loved it. And I kept feeding him during the night until one day, when he was 16 months, he was just done. That was it. I knew it was coming because he was a terrible sleeper. So I spent the first 15 months, I'd say, every night at least 2 wake-ups. At least. That was a good night. There was some nights. There was about 3 months when it was every 2 hours on the dot. And I was very much losing the will to live. But it's so, and everyone was like, oh, maybe it's the feeding, da-da-da-da-da. But the feeding got him straight back to sleep. At least he didn't wake up and stay up for ages. He would wake up, feed, straight back to sleep. But it was me that had to do every wake up. If Cal went in there, nah. And I didn't leave him. I didn't leave Ted until he was 9 months old. I see on Instagram now, people with 4-week-old babies going out for a drink. And good for, if that's you, you do you. But I could never. It gave me so much anxiety. So if anyone's like that, you're not alone. Because I felt very much how are these people going out? I can't. There's no point going out because I'll just get there and want to come straight home. So there's just no point. When I did go, it was fine. And he took my milk from a bottle when I wasn't around, so it was fine. But yeah, we got to 16 months and his nighttime sleep had just slowly gotten better and better. He was only waking up once, if that. And I just knew he's not bothered about this anymore. He's not bothered. It's me that is. So then one day I just went in with a bottle and he was like, yeah, great. And honestly, when I tell you I sobbed, I gave him that bottle sobbing. I was so upset. And then, I don't know if anyone's been through it or heard about it, but I definitely got weaning blues. So for about 3 months, I felt so low. Probably the lowest I've ever been. It was this massive crash. And I know now, looking back, that it was hormones. And I knew that at the time, but I just remember being up so late at night Googling, why do I feel so rubbish after breastfeeding? And there was a few articles about feeling weaning blues for a week or 2. But it was months on. It was at least 3 months. So if anyone else is going through that, you're normal. Well, I think you're normal. You're the same as me. But it did get better after that. And I was so relieved at the time that he'd chosen to end the journey and that I didn't really have to do anything. Because you hear horror stories of people having to put things over their boobs or just cover them up all the time. But when I day weaned him, he was fine. And yeah, so he was a really easy feeder. He was great. And then Daphne, to be fair to her, when she was born, she was 3 weeks early. She was £7, 6.5. So I'm glad she didn't cook for those extra 3 weeks because she'd have also been massive. So yeah, she did the same. She found it, but it was painful with Daphne. Painful. I knew that because I'd had Ted, I knew that it was latching issues. I knew it. And I remember saying to the midwife, can you check her for tongue tie? Can you check her? And they did check her. They were like, no, you're fine. And then I rang the health visitor and I was like, please, can someone come and help me? We're definitely having latching issues here. And I had to ring a good 3 times for them to actually cut. They tried to fix it over the phone. And I was like, look, I had a baby 10 days ago. Please, can you just come to my house and help me? And the lady they sent was lovely. And she sorted me right out. She brought in her teddy boobs and she was like, right, you need to do this. Oh, what was it called? The like something flick. Was it just a nip flick? Anyway, whatever she said, it worked a treat. Where you like flick the nip right to the back of the mouth. And then I did that for like a few weeks and it was fine. But then I ended up going back to see a midwife at like 8 weeks because I was really struggling. But she helped as well. This was a private midwife, but she was really good. So if you are struggling, it's really hard to find the help. It's so hard to find the help. But if you can, like, look for a lactation consultant on Instagram or look for a local one in your area and they will really help you out. It's just such a shame that it's not right there in front of you. Like, if I could train to help people in breastfeeding, I would. But I think you have to be a midwife first and then... So it's just difficult. But I would love to do something, helping people that way. But yeah, so Daphne, it was a bit of a rockier start. But once we were into it, it was fine. Exclusively breastfed till she was 1. She didn't like cow's milk as much as Ted did, but it just took like a couple of weeks and then she was fine. So then I was only feeding her during the night, but she was a terrible sleeper in a different way to Ted because she slept through loads of times. Like when she was 3 months, she slept through every night for 13 hours until the 4-month regression. And every now and then she would just sleep through for like 3 nights. But she's been so inconsistent, like sleep through 3 nights, be awake every hour for the next 3 nights, or get up at 11 p.m. and not go back to bed till 2 a.m. Like she's been so sporadic and inconsistent. But again, fed her back to sleep, but I couldn't just feed her back to sleep and lay her down. I'd have to feed her for an hour every time she woke up, and then she would let me lay her down. If I tried to put her down after half an hour, no, she would wake straight back up. So she was tricky then. And I think because of that, because it took so long, I just got to the point with Daphne where I was like, I said to Cal, my husband, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm starting to get, like, I'm starting to resent it, like, and get really mad. Every time she wakes up, I'd be like, oh my God, this is me up for another hour. And then she sometimes starts the day at 4:30. So I can't be up for an hour in the night and then start the day at 4:30. I can't, this is just not sustainable. So it was very much a me decision with Daphne stopping breastfeeding, which I have an insane amount of guilt about. Yeah, at the time, I felt so guilty stopping. I felt like I was taking away something, like, so, because you know how good the milk is for them. I was like, I'm taking this away from her when she's not ready. I feel really bad, but, you know, and you just know. And I never expected to feel that because I never got to that point with Ted, so I thought, oh, I can just do it again, like, I'd love to get to the same point as Ted. And I'm so proud that I did. And to be fair to Daphne, I went in that first time with a bottle of cow's milk and she tried to nuzzle in, but I said, no, having this milk today. Fine. She was absolutely fine. Mama, on the other hand, I came out of her room and sobbed. But the weaning blues have not hit me half as hard this time. Like, it was only a couple of weeks ago now, so I'm still very much waiting for it to happen. And I'll tell you what as well, my periods this time have been all over the shop. With Ted, they came back at 9 months and they were just regular, fine. With Daphne, they came back at 8 weeks, stopped again. Didn't come back till 6 months, pretty regular until she was about a year. And now I'll have like 2 in 1 month and then it'll be 50 days till the next one. And then it's so sporadic. And I think that's because I'd go some nights only feeding her to sleep and then when she woke up, and then some nights feeding her all night long. And I think my body just doesn't know what's going on. So I'm hoping now that I've just stopped, that might help everything just ease out. So yeah, I've had 2 very successful breastfeedings. They both ended slightly differently. It was Ted's decision that time, my decision this time. And yes, I feel really guilty about it. But I also just have so much respect for these mums that are feeding 2, 3, 4-year-olds. Like, props to you, because it's so hard. And when people say like, oh, you're doing it for you now. Sorry, what? Like, what? Who says that? Like, no, just no. So however far you got in your journey, be proud, because it is so hard. But it's just so magical. Like, I have loved breastfeeding, loved it. Even when I was crying at like 6 days postpartum with milk everywhere, boobs out, no makeup, hair everywhere, I just love it. I love looking back on those moments. Like, I just think it's so wonderful. So be proud, whether it lasted a minute, a day, a week, a month, a year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever. Well done. Well done, you. I mean, she's got to wake up soon, surely. Nearly an hour and a half. Right, I'm going to go try and make some lunch. If you want to ask anything about breastfeeding, I would love to help anyone. Or let me know how long you breastfed for, or if you are still breastfeeding, how long you've been doing it for. I love talking about breastfeeding. But yeah, see you soon.